Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Love Witch. I'm so happy that you're here with me. And of course, we're joined by my beautiful moderator, Lonnie. And it's not too cold today. So she's actually here in person with me, which is always nice. It's nice to just have a little extra help getting ready. So I don't know where you'll be tuning in from. Please do let me know as soon as you come on live. We have to do a two-step process now. So as we're being joined here on Facebook, please log in, say hi, let me know where you're tuning in from. Today's Love Witch episode will be all about forgiveness, but more specifically, how to forgive yourself for your past mistakes, for choosing the wrong partner, for different things that you went through that ended up causing you a lot of pain. Maybe you're still carrying shame, blame, or guilt from some of these choices. And we're going to go into how to forgive yourself because it is so vitally important to your overall health and happiness. So, hi, Diana. Diana's right on target. Thank you for joining us, Diana. Yes, and you know what? I'm so glad it's much warmer this week. Last week, Bob and I had to jump on a plane and go to Fort Lauderdale for a few days because it was severely cold. We had like 25 below zero in Minnesota. So we got on a plane, went down to Fort Lauderdale. We had a lovely time, enjoyed some sunshine, some humid weather. It was such a treat for our skin. We get so dry up here. It was like, oh, the skin was just drinking in the humidity. So it was great to get away for a few days. We actually met some really wonderful people. We have some new friends. I'd actually like to give a shout out. We ended up having such a fun day meeting new people and went out to dinner with them afterwards. So to our new friends, Lynn and Mike, and our other new friends that we met traveling were Bree and her aunt Kim, and we just had such a wonderful time. So if you're listening, thank you for tuning in, and it was such a pleasure meeting you and having so much fun with you and great conversations. So that's what I love about traveling, getting the opportunity to meet people from all over the place, coming together and forming instant bonds and friendship. So never forget how easy it is. Just like when you're little, it wasn't difficult to meet people or make friends. And sometimes when we get older, we're a little intimidated or shy, or there's something holding us back. But if you can just get into the mindset that you once had, you'll see how very easy and natural it is to meet people, have a great time, and create some beautiful new friendships, like all the time, everywhere you go. So let's keep that in mind as we're moving through, as we're moving through life. Let's just keep that in mind all the time. So we have Elaine joining us. Hello, Elaine. Katrina, hi. Thank you for tuning in. And we've got Mary DeGraw. Thank you. Nice to see you guys. I hope you're all enjoying some warmer weather. Ra Ancient, hello. Thank you for tuning in with us. As always, on every single episode of The Love Witch, we are going to be giving a drawing at the end of the episode for a free supercharged love charm bag to help you draw in more love and increase your love vibration. As you know, The Love Witch is all about helping heal your heart, raise your love vibration, helping you attract love, your soulmate, and really create a loving, fulfilling life for yourself. So thank you all for tuning in. We have Mason St. James. Hello there. Kim. Hi, Kim. It's great to see you. So, and did I say Allison? Hi, Allison. Thank you. Yeah, I did have a lovely holiday, and the friends we made were so fabulous. And it was really, really nice to go somewhere we've never been. And within, one day, we've met friends at the pool, had a nice conversation there, decided to all go to dinner together, and it was just great. It was wonderful. So I think there were a lot of people escaping the cold in the past couple weeks. So if you're there with me, if you're traveling around trying to find the sun, I get it. You got to do what you got to do when you're living in this cold climate. So hello, Desiree. And good. Okay. So we have a lovely show today all about forgiveness. And today specifically, we're going to talk about forgiving yourself and what can happen if you get hung up on that and you don't forgive yourself. A lot of times when people are talking about forgiveness, They're so consumed and focused on the people in their life that they need to forgive. And oftentimes they forget to actually forgive the most important person in their life, and that's themselves. That's you guys. When you forget to forgive yourself, it's like you have a lot of blocks in your heart. And when I intuitively look at people, I can see this. I can see a lot of blocks around the heart, not being able to really reach out and open up and be vulnerable and open and expressive with love, because we hold so much in there. And it makes it difficult for other people that we meet and want to be in relationship with. It makes it difficult for them to connect with us. So it's very, very important for you to take the time to heal your heart and forgive yourself, so you really can raise your love vibration and attract somebody in to really, really love you. And it's okay if you're already with a partner, if you already are with your soulmate. It will make it easier for them to love you and for you to really connect more deeply and more authentically. So it will enhance your relationship in many, many ways. One of the hardest things that I see in working with my clientele is when they are really holding something against themselves, thinking, oh, I really made a wrong choice with that husband, or I should have seen the signs, and they're going back into their history and judging themselves very harshly for something that ended up being very painful. And it seems like it's really human nature to do that and really go, I should have learned my lesson. I should have been smarter. I shouldn't have done that. But I want to tell you right now that no matter how much pain you experienced, this was part of your path. And there's nothing you can do to shift the experience, but you can prevent it from happening again. So, what I like to say is, let's stop the patterning behind why you went through it in the first place. And how you do that is to totally grasp the lesson. What did you learn from this painful situation? And if you're thinking right now that you should have learned more, or that you didn't learn enough, or that you should have stayed away from these types of people, it's not about that at all. It's actually more about what was your soul learning? What was your soul trying to teach you about your own level of self-love? Was it you that let down boundaries? Was it you that allowed yourself to be manipulated or lied to? Was it you that didn't value yourself enough to make really great choices for yourself, and it made it easier for somebody else to come in and play a game with you that was harmful and hurtful? Because if those are things that you can identify with right now, those were your real lessons. It's actually not about the person that showed up to provide the lesson for you. And that's why I like to focus on putting the forgiveness right here, rather than in all those other people that showed up to play a role for you so that you could learn. And once you get this, it's so very, very important. It's a game changer. It will change the patterns that you've been experiencing in relationships, because you'll learn to really listen to yourself and really learn to go, it's okay for me to put my needs first. It's not selfish. It's the most important person to put first. You. What do you desire in life? What do you stand for? Where are your boundaries? What do you want to experience within relationship? And to become crystal clear with that. And when you're not clear, you'll get a lot of people from the outside who will start pushing those boundaries and seeing what they can get away with. But they do this for you. Ultimately, it really is a gift for you, because you have the opportunity to be assertive with yourself, assertive with the other person, and just say, no, that's not acceptable. Oh, this doesn't work with me. We're not flowing. Like, I don't accept that behavior. And knowing yourself clearly enough to be able to do that without fearing that you'll never be loved again, it actually raises your bar. So the next person that comes in is going to show up with clear energy and not try to manipulate their way with you, because you're putting this standard in place. And so for all those times when you didn't know that you were supposed to love yourself and put yourself first, and all those times when you subjected yourself to people that were hurting you lying to you, manipulating you. Let's let that go and let's put the forgiveness right here. Because if you really receive this lesson today, let's really put a lot of value on that so that you never have to go through learning how to put boundaries up again, and that you never have to learn how to put your needs first again. Once you get that, the lesson just vanishes. And honestly, you just start attracting in people that are more kind, loving, and supportive, that totally vibe where you do, that also know how to love you because they can see it in the way that you love yourself. I mean, remember, we're always working and operating on the law of attraction. And with love attraction, you bet it follows the same rules. So the more you love yourself, the more others can come in to love you. It just paves the way and shows them how to treat you with respect, with love, and honoring your boundaries and what you find important. And when it's a fit because the partner that you attract will have the same level of understanding around love. They will be emitting the same love vibration. And then together, when you come together, your partnership love vibration can continue to increase as you learn and grow together, which is absolutely beautiful. And that's what we're all about here, is really bringing in your soulmate that you can do this growth with together. So we've got a lot of people here tuning in. Does anybody have any questions to me about forgiveness or about how to forgive yourself? You know, I find that like with the shame, blame, and guilt, don't you think that's one of the biggest things we deal with, Lonnie, in our work?
I do. It's actually funny. I was trying to think of what I could add to what you were saying, and I just ended up getting lost in it because I was like, wow, well said. Like, everything you're mentioning, I'm like, I don't even have anything that I can contribute. But the only thing I thought was when you were talking about forgiveness on the tail end there is that what I love about the energy of forgiveness is that it really is the energy of love.
Yes.
And it's love. It is love for yourself, and it is love for other people. And being able to hold those boundaries is a form of love. Like, you think that, being able to forgive is like, it shouldn't. It's like somewhat selfless, but also it is a form of self-love because you're releasing yourself.
Yeah. So like if we could run somebody through something, like, does anybody have anything, like, kind of like give a little shout out in the chat room here if you're working on forgiving yourself for something, because that can help you to find a way to find value in that experience so that you don't shame yourself for going through it. That's the most important thing. You have to remember your soul is so powerful, so very, very, very powerful. And it has arranged other people to play roles for us. And I often share this personal story with my classes when I'm teaching theta healing, because forgiveness was such a profound thing for me to learn in this life. And, when I finally was able to do it, the most important part of that was shifting my perception around it. The concept of forgiveness, when you're looking at forgiving another person, is actually holding in place that this person still did something wrong to you. And then forgiving them seems like you have to come up to a high level in order to be able to release them or to be okay with it, and not okay with what they did, but okay with releasing them and releasing the energy. Now, I've been working in the healing world for a long time, and I worked with myself first before I worked on the forgiveness with other people. And I can tell you that the energy of forgiveness is beautiful and powerful, but it does require that you hold in place something wrong happened. So I'd like to just subtly shift the perception around this for you, so that if you think about all these things as not being technically wrong, no matter how hurtful they were, no matter how much pain you experienced, if you can see the value in what you learned from it, then it's really easy to just release it. It's like, don't need that anymore. Thank you very much. Thank you for teaching my lesson. Now I know how to operate better with my own self-value and self-love. So change your perspective on that. Really grab for those lessons that you've learned. And when you're working with yourself too and your self-love, what was your soul trying to teach you? Look at it that way so that it's easier for you to connect to and understand for yourself.
I love that, because forgiveness is self-love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well said. Well done.
Thank you.
Like just like nodding
Thank
along. I'm like,
you.
that's nice. That's true. I really resonate with that. And there's nothing I can add except for I'm just like, wow, that's very profound. I like this. I like this topic a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
We got some more people here. Hi, Sadina. Welcome. Thank you for joining us and tuning in. Yes, Kim, working your, yeah. And Kim, last week we shared about the cup. You know, sometimes we talk, we have negative talk, and it's just a pattern. You know, some negative talk is an actual program that we got that's literally just playing like a faulty computer program, and we want to get in there and get that bug out and get that virus out so that we can start having more clean, respectful thoughts about ourselves. Sometimes it's in our DNA. Sometimes it's because we were told it so much in our youth. But sometimes there's just like a human ego that wants you to think you're right, everyone else is wrong. And that's part of your survival. So it's not always bad, but it does need to be corrected or put into balance. Some of the ego is really helpful because it can help you create worlds. It can help you to survive. It can help you be competitive when you need to be. But also, if that gets too far out of whack without being checked, then if you're still listening to that voice of ego within you, then it can be very harmful and limiting. So the best way to do that is just check yourself. And if you're having these thoughts that are repetitive, where you're beating up on yourself, or you're telling yourself that you did something wrong, or that you always do something wrong, or anything like that, then that is the part we want to shift. Okay. So, and in some people's cases, it seems like a lifetime. So they don't want to pick one thing to focus on. It seems like this just everything has created pain or suffering for them in their life. So when that's the case, it's really, really, really important for you to do some mindful exercises to help you shift that every single day. And that could be meditation, that could be a walk in nature, or it could be something where you instill something in your daily life that every time your mind starts to go to negative thought forms and you start to get more energy going in that direction and more momentum, it's catching speed, and now you're really kind of picking on yourself and you're being a bully to your own self. It's like, okay, right now, put the brakes on, do something loving, listen to something uplifting, do something for yourself right now. And even if you have to convince yourself by repeating over and over, I'm valuable, I'm loved, I'm valuable, I'm loved. And it's okay that I made mistakes. Every human makes mistakes. We're here to learn. Even if someone appears to be perfect and mature and all together, I guarantee you their life is filled with mistakes. The reason they appear this way is because they're quicker at releasing it. They're quicker at forgiving themselves, and they're quicker at forgiving other people. So their energy remains clear and they can continue manifesting a lot of money and a lot of love and a lot of happiness and joy. So it's not that they don't have the experience. It's just that they're quicker at putting the brakes on it when it gets negative and then shifting it into the positive. So mindfulness, meditation, walking in nature, self-love rituals. What kind of things do you do, Lonnie? Do you have thoughts like that come up?
I was just thinking about that because I had made a video recently about mindfulness and just different ways that people can, like, so it's funny you're talking about it, but for me, mindfulness, it's such a beautiful concept because mindfulness is learning how to really be in the present moment and just accepting it as is. And that's wherever you are. You could be in a busy train station, you could be in your house watching TV, you could, be in a place that you might not want to be, or you could be somewhere extremely beautiful. But either way, you should find a way to connect with your inner self and remember that, like, you are still loved here and now, no matter like where you are located in the present time and space, and also being able to appreciate the present time and space without being overwhelmed by the past or the future. And
yes, that is talking. Yeah, getting present instead of going back to the pain.
Yes.
Or projecting it into your future like it's going to happen again. The more you can stay right here in the present.
Yes, and that is the concept of mindfulness is training yourself. Do me pop on.
Yeah. I'm like, come on.
All right, forgive me. I'm not as cute today, but
she's always cute, isn't she?
So, like, training yourself to be in the present moment is, like, extremely helpful, especially when you're working on forgiveness, because I think oftentimes when you have unforgived emotions that are not and not forgived, and people in your life that are not forgiven, you carry that space, you carry it with you, and but you're
Yeah.
constantly looking backwards. You're constantly looking at like, well, they did this to me, which means it's going to happen again, which means in the future it's going to happen again. And you're never allowing yourself to find true happiness in the moment, or even create
Yeah.
it for your future, because you're constantly replaying that
And
pattern.
not only does it give the person that harmed you the power, it also takes away your energy for creating your life, because that time and space in the past is holding so much of your energy. So it's really important to release yourself from that energy, to release that
draining.
person. Yeah.
So draining.
And, you know, when it comes to the self-thoughts too, just redirecting. I remember when you were little, this just flashed in my mind when you were talking. But Lonnie would sometimes get worried about things, and probably because we lived in a lot of haunted houses. She's seen things, and also I was split up from her dad, and she was going back and forth. So that's hard for young children. So she would have a great time with him, then come home and then be really emotionally just conflicted or distressed that first night when she returned. And then the next morning when she woke up, she was like a reset. She was back to happy in herself, and it would go on until the next visit. So in those times, it was really difficult to put her to sleep. And I remember you would have some different thoughts and different emotions that you were dealing with. And I used to just like rub her hair and tell her, close your eyes. I go, picture the beautiful butterflies.
I remember this.
Yeah, and I'm like, tell me about the butterflies and rainbows. And sometimes I'd rub my hand on her nose.
And it helps. Like, it sounds cheesy, like butterflies, but like literally, I would picture that, and I'd be like, oh, like I feel so safe and like beautiful. Like picture all these beautiful things.
Yeah, she'd immediately fall into sleep with like a little smile on her face. And so that was a technique that I used to help shift her mind away from something that seemed fearful or scary or upsetting. And she was able to, as soon as she started picturing them in her mind, everything about her shifted and was uplifted. And then she just was able to like relax and
your
fall
mind
asleep.
Is so powerful. Your mind is, and that's what the practice of mindfulness, why is so important, because it's like, you are like, your brain is a muscle. People forget that your brain,
you have to exercise it.
You have to work it. You have to train it. So if you feel like you're falling into a pattern of like self-harm, or you're getting into toxic patterns of blaming others, or you're falling into like repeating patterns of your past, you have to consciously in that moment say no more, because I don't like feeling any of these things. These aren't serving me. So finding this present moment and being like, okay, right now I need to shift my focus, I need to shift my energy, I'm in control of my energy, I need to retrain where I am, I need to like be thankful for, like, name 5 things you're thankful for, but don't just name them, feel them. Because I think that's the important thing too, is I wasn't just picturing rainbows and butterflies, I was also like feeling the rainbows and butterflies. But the visualization is what helps so much too.
Well, and your mind doesn't know. There's so many studies based on this. If you focus on seeing something and you can really create a good picture around it, like if we just talk about this for a minute right now, if you want to do this, go ahead and just follow along, close your eyes for a minute.
I'll do it.
Yeah. And then picture a butterfly. And picture the butterfly spreading its wings, and see these colorful wings, right? You see the purple, the yellow, maybe there's like a little stitch of red lining all around the wing. And notice the butterfly moving the wings and flying and moving around other butterflies. Notice there's a yellow one and a blue one. And they're all multicolored and beautiful and just fluttering around, and watching them lift your spirit, and watching them land and intertwine with each other and just fly through the air is mesmerizing. See them, picture them, feel the energy of being able to tune in with nature and watch something beautiful. And it could be anything. Maybe you even notice there actually is a rainbow in the background, and the butterflies are fluttering around in front of the rainbow. Notice all the colors of the rainbow and how bright that yellow is against the blue sky. And see how easy this is? This is just like one technique that you can use at any given time that can uplift you and just bring you into a moment of, it's like a moment of serenity, because in that moment when you're looking at the butterflies and feeling them, you're no longer connected, to the past that was holding energy and making you focus backwards and making you hold resentment and feel victimized or angry or upset. So that is a very simple way to do it. And you can practice that all the time. You'll get really good at it.
I want to actually add to what you just said. I mean, that's, first of all, that meditation was beautiful, but like take that with you in your meditations and your mindfulness journey, like for real. That was, but when you talk about, you know, forgiveness and looking on the past and feeling victimized, I think oftentimes, you know, when we do get stuck in our past, we do feel like victims.
Yeah.
But when you release yourself, you realize that yes, while what happened to you or what you experienced or whatever it was that you're having a hard time forgiving in your life, even if it's yourself, remind yourself that you're not, I mean, even in that time where you might have been in a space where something bad happens to you, you're here, you're now, and you're no longer a victim. Like, don't see yourself as a victim. See yourself as somebody that can pull yourself out, that is powerful, that is capable, that is strong and worthy of love.
Well, yes,
and
but the best way that we can do that is to first take 100% responsibility. You're not taking responsibility for the person that harmed you, okay? I want to be clear on that. But take full responsibility for the energy that you have experienced, because your soul was trying to grow you and learn something. And if you just focus on the lesson, that gives you 100% of the power back. And that's how you can take full responsibility. In this moment, here and now, no matter if it was somebody else who hurt you or if it was even yourself that hurt you. You know, there's a lot of people that try so hard and they fail, or it seems like life is against them, and the victimhood can even be created by them, right? They start to harm themselves or to get really depressed and make bad choices. And then it's like a snowball effect, and their life can get really off track. But I want to tell you right now, in this moment, right here today, if you've experienced that, or if you're currently experiencing that, you can literally stop right now, right here in this moment, and just find out what you've been trying to learn. And I guarantee you, it was learning self-love. And you're the only person that can really give this to you. You cannot go through your life looking for somebody else to step in and love you. This is an inside job. This is the biggest gift you can give yourself. And when you do, you give yourself all the power. And it's the power to love yourself despite any harmful choices that you made. Love yourself despite you weren't perfect. You made mistakes, lessons, we should say, right? And so in giving yourself that power and going, you know what? Yeah, I did those things. Yeah, maybe I got a bad reputation. Maybe people were against me. Maybe I was against me. But that's because I didn't quite understand how incredible my soul was, that I signed up to learn something so significant. And now I embrace that I can love myself and make different choices moving forward. And everyone will begin to see me different because I don't reflect on the past, nor do I go backwards in conversation or convince anybody or prove anybody or anything. I just stay right here, right now, because I decided to love myself. Bottom line, you can all do that right now. And making that decision to separate yourself from the pain, from the harm, from the choices that seemed to be wrong at the time, that may have snowballed, may have gotten you off track. It's all okay. It's all okay. If you can say right here and right now, it was worth it. I learned something really, really valuable. And ultimately, that's what we're here for. And today's a new start over point. So.
And how refreshing will it feel to release all that baggage? Just put it down.
Yeah.
What a weight off your shoulders as soon as you release all that you've been carrying, and you can move forward with a clear head and a clear heart. And all of a sudden, you're no longer like dragging this like heavy weight behind you through life. You just like put it down and you say thank you.
Yes.
And you breathe. You can breathe again.
And and we got lots of people in here. Thank you for all the #love charm bags. We are giving one away at the end of the episode. If you want to be in the drawing, please do #love charm bag in the chat so we know to put you in the drawing today. So we see some more people in here. Thank you so much for joining us. Legendary Stewart, hello there. Mary, oh, yep, Mary. Okay. And I saw Mary Flynn. There she is. I started chatting right when I saw your name flash up, Mary. Welcome. Okay. So, and one of the things that I love, I thought I'd share this today because I just had it out for some clients yesterday. It's the Forgive Essential Oil, and this is by doTERRA. That's the brand that I use, but I love this. And it's a beautiful essential oil balance.
Can I try some of that?
Yeah, I actually really love it. I can't read it because I don't have
want
my
me to read
glasses
it?
on, but
Yeah.
maybe she can tell us what's in it in case you want to make your own.
All right, we got coconut, spruce, bergamot. Oh, I love bergamot.
Yeah, I love that too.
Juniper berry. Also, I don't know if you guys know, but juniper berry symbolizes like rebirth and like regeneration. So that's really cool for forgiveness because you're literally like regenerating yourself. So that's very neat.
Yeah.
Lemon, myrrh, abavorte.
Oh, then it should actually keep bugs away from you too.
Oh, nice. Nudcatri. I don't know what that is. Thyme and citronella.
Very nice. It's so soft. It's there's got like a lot of
beautiful.
potent things in there, but it's very, very subtle and soft.
It's like soft, but a little bit earthy.
Yeah, and then you can
really
smell
like
that
it.
juniper.
Yeah.
But it is uplifting. And I find that when I'm working with people, if they're here in person, normally most of my clients are always on the phone because I work with people all over the world. But sometimes I do personal sessions face to face. And when I do, I like to bring oils. And then sometimes I'm just kind of pulled, I got to use this one today or that one. And it does, essential oils do raise your love vibration. They do help you shift out of stuck emotions. Anything that you come in contact with that raises your vibration, just holding a crystal can raise your vibration because the crystal is more of a solid, stable energy. It still vibrates, but it vibrates at a more consistent pace where a human being can move from wave to particle. It can like shift and change, and our vibration and frequency changes a lot. So if we're around something that's more stable than us, we will start to shift into that vibration. And so crystals do help you hold a higher vibration. So if you like crystals, check some out to help you with that. There's some really great stones that actually are known for forgiveness. What do you have there?
I'm laughing so hard. Literally, I walked in today being like, okay, Love Witch episode, get ready to do the broadcast. I'm thinking like, be moderator. Okay, make sure I get all my cues met. I walked in holding my hematite. And I was like, I found it in my pocket like a few days ago, and I've been carrying it with me because I felt like I really needed to have it with me. But hematite is like literally known for it's protecting yourself from negativity, and it is known for like being able to like help you connect with your inner core, which I think is a huge cornerstone of forgiveness. Being able to like connect with yourself and like apologize to yourself, even.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anything that's connecting with this is a great stone.
Yeah.
It's really cool looking too.
Yeah, or try the oils that Lonnie read off, or you can actually get the Forgive essential oil. That's the one I use. I love using this with my clients actually. So if you're a healer, this is great to put on your clients as you're working with them. Helps them to be more open and receptive to loving themselves. And that makes the process more gentle when they're releasing things. So I love this topic so much, and I'll be honest, I have always in my background as I was going through life, I had programs like that. And I would think, oh, because, my brother did this to me, my sister did that to me, my parents did that to me. And I was basically like a little duckling looking for love in all the wrong places. Well, not the wrong places. I was just looking for it anywhere, anywhere I could find it. And it seemed like as soon as I would bond with somebody and really feel safe and like I found my place, my people, my family, my security, that they would do something and it would be shocking to me. And then I would feel so disappointed and let down and betrayed. And I kept thinking like, God, why doesn't anybody love me? And so I did actually go through a long period in my life like that. And now I can say absolutely, it does not excuse anything that was done. That was just part of my path to learn. That was part of my lessons, right? But I can honestly say, looking back, I'm a completely different person than I was back then, because I learned that if given any of the same scenarios, I would not have shown up the way that I did. I would not have been so flexible or accommodating to people that were pushing my boundaries. I would have spoken up for myself. I would have said no. And I would have felt very comfortable with it, right? So all that whole journey was just about me coming into my own personal strength. And you do that through love. So that just kind of balanced out the whole slate. I no longer deal with that. That's not part of my life experience. I feel really stable and comfortable with who I have become. And all those wonderful people that may have mistreated me in the past were part of my lesson. So how could I not be thankful? So that's the next step, when you can really be grateful for the lesson and soften the energy that you feel towards the people that hurt you. That's when it's like epiphany to your soul, and woo, your vibration shoots through the roof, and so many good things come in, so many valuable good things. Money, health, love. I mean, this does affect your health a lot. Anytime you can clear resentment and forgive, it really helps your heart.
We actually have a couple questions here in the
Oh
comments.
yeah, good.
First question is, will you be making your love potion available?
Oh, who asked me that?
That'll be Kim Prentice.
Oh, Kim. I'm not, well, I have it in here. I think you have the book, Kim. So I do have the love potion, and I absolutely love it. My sister's wearing it every single day for perfume. You just watch. She's going to attract her soulmate. She says she doesn't want one, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, I've got some in my new book, the love book. I have some love potions in here, and I have one specifically that's called the love potion.
For those of you that want to purchase a love book, by the way, that is on Amazon.
Yes.
In the links below, the love book is full of so many different things that you can use to heal yourself,
Yes.
attract your soulmate. Everything that the Love Witch is about. It's self-love, it's love of others, and then it's helping you clear a lot of stuff and helping you find just clarity in what needs to be healed.
Yeah, it will take you through like how to connect with your own love blocks, and take you through like a guided meditation, how to do it for yourself, so that you can actually tune in and find out what your own love blocks are and how to clear them, and how to do the healing for your own heart. So it does help you through the process, because you always want to like clear that stuff up first before you focus in on attracting. Otherwise, you attract more of what you already had. So it definitely takes you through the process before building you into a higher vibration of love and attraction.
It contains rituals for self-love,
Yes.
other love
Yes.
potions.
Yes. And so, yeah, so I will not, but I'll show you here. Wait, see, I'm just going to sneak it in here quick. Can you see it? The love potion. So I'm not going to be making these or selling them or anything, but that it is in here. There's some wonderful ones in here. And you know what? This is an easy read. See, it's not that big. It's an easy read because it was channeled, and it's very precise. It's very clear. It's very precise. No filler, no extras. It's just exactly what you need. So follow that book all the way through, and you're going to find yourself in a whole entirely different love space with yourself, and also in the way that you're experiencing love from others. So
we have another question here from Elaine Lee. How can we forgive ourselves for leaving a disrespectful relationship? I still carry the guilt.
Okay. You haven't forgiven yourself for leaving a disrespectful relationship? Well, first of all, when we have attracted somebody abusive, verbally abusive, physically abusive, or disrespectful, okay, it's often because how we were feeling about ourselves. And staying was probably something that you needed to do in order to finally get determined enough and motivated enough to stick up for yourself and leave. So in this scenario, Elaine, it sounds like you were learning how to have better boundaries. So leaving was part of the path. You were never, ever supposed to stay with somebody who's disrespectful. And you're never supposed to stay with somebody who's abusive. But we often do because we're learning our lessons, or because we've been conditioned to stay in a long marriage, or conditioned to not break up a family. But when you are not being respected and loved, what you need to do is be the person that's respecting yourself and loving yourself. And a lot of times that means to leave. It's time. Okay. So I would like you to just close your eyes for a minute, Elaine. And I would like you to put your hand on your heart and just say, you beautiful queen, you did the right thing. Yes. You beautiful queen, you did the right thing. You stuck up for yourself. You loved yourself enough to leave something that was negative or harmful, that wasn't in the love vibration. And you can always hold that that was the right thing to do. That is good for your heart. It's good for your health. It's good for your life, for you to make choices to be around people who are respectful, who respect your boundaries, who love who you are. Okay. So I think that's wonderful. So I hope that that shifted your perspective on your past today. And again, if you start to go backwards and think about it, try that simple mindfulness technique that I used to do with Lonnie. Imagine the butterflies, imagine the rainbows, and just shift it even for a second, because all you need to do is break that continuous thought link that's connecting you to the past. Break it as often as you need to during the day until it's no longer connected to you anymore. Okay?
I love that because that's very true. Like it's an energetic thing, but also you're creating new neural pathways in your brain instead of going into the same old pattern of guilt and shame and pain. You're literally saying nope and training your brain to shift to a different focus, a different thought pattern. And over time, that's going to create an entirely new pathway that will then become your default. So you're no longer falling back into those patterns of pain and like unhealed feelings. Your default will then be the feeling of, oh, I am healed now. I love myself now. I'm sturdy now. I'm strong now.
Yes. And that is so important too. Thank you, Diana. Diana, you're a beautiful queen as well. In fact, you guys are all beautiful queens, and even the males, you beautiful kings or queens. You know, this is non-gender specific. We are just all about being valuable to yourself. Royalty, and being energetically just vibrating in love, you guys. You know, it's time for you to love yourself so everyone else can line up to love you and see how special you are. But you have to see that first. You know, I think sometimes we get in that pattern where, and I did this, well, I confess I did this. I was married a lot in my 20s. First of all, because I'm overcommittal Catholic. Okay. So I married everyone. And then I would always get into a scenario. Well, not every time. One time I was just, we wanted different things. But then all of a sudden it was like this pattern where I'd have to leave people to prove that I loved myself. Then I'd attract somebody else. They'd go down that same pattern and I'd have to leave them to prove that I love myself. And then finally it was like, I don't need to do that anymore. I'm just going to love myself enough to really allow myself to attract in the right partner that I can build a life with. There's no need for me to keep going through that cycle to prove it. So sometimes we actually do that, you guys. Sometimes we attract people to us that are going to be mean to us so that we will learn to love ourselves and stand up for ourselves and take that step to leave. But we do want to make sure we don't get stuck in that pattern. And that's why this part of it is so very, very, very important. Do understand that this is about the lesson and not about the relationship. Okay. And that's how you make that final shift and start cultivating more loving, balanced relationships in your life without the need to prove your value or fight for yourself or stand up for yourself. A healthy relationship should be more like this, right? Not like this or tug and pull. It's just like kind of like, oh, it's kind of just like really nice and soft and flowing and ups and downs. Every relationship has ups and downs, but it always kind of just smooths itself out again. So yes, so make sure that if there are patternings going on, understand that this is about your lesson, get the lesson, and then that pattern can be done with you.
So I'm curious. So Elaine's, one of her questions is part of that one we just answered.
Yep.
Said at the tail end of that, I still carry the guilt. What would you recommend for people that are still carrying guilt? How can they like release that? How can they heal that for themselves? Like, what is it about the guilt that they can like heal? Like how is that? What techniques?
Yes. Well, I would actually just do some simple breathing exercises, Elaine, and just like every time you take a breath, say, I release my guilt and I breathe in forgiveness. I release my guilt. I breathe in forgiveness. I love myself. I value myself. I'm thankful for the situation that taught me this. I free myself from the guilt. I free myself from the past. I free myself from judgment. I allow myself to be in the present moment with self-love. Something like that.
I think also too, this just kind of came to me, but the thought of guilt, it makes it feel like there's an energy of lack.
Yeah.
Right? Guilt feels like there's this part of yourself that feels like unstable. It feels icky. It just feels like there's
Well,
this
yeah, you're right. So the energy of guilt is actually like a hook or cord into that timeline. It ties you to whatever traumatic emotional experience that you experienced. And it ties you to that. It's not feeling guilty for the last 20 years. It's feeling guilty for this. And you know exactly specific. You go right to the event. So it's that event that you must surround with forgiveness to release from your timeline. That specific event, that moment in time that is holding so much energy of guilt, that has releasing the hold it has is like just saying to yourself, I am no longer there. I am no longer in this experience. I am now here. That was a lesson. It was a powerful lesson. It was beautiful. It was valid, but I'm here, right? It's just really important because guilt is one of those traps that just anchors you to the past in a specific scenario. And a lot of times it's anchored in by family and friends that view you as wrong because they have the mindset of the person that harmed you also. And so it's just being able to love yourself enough to know that you don't have to have everyone on your side. You have to be on your own side.
Ooh,
right? That's really important. And you will, if this is something you're going through, you will attract other people who are also on your side, but not in a way that it's like good versus evil. Okay. I don't want to create a conflict or a fight there. It's just that on your side means they just come in and see your value.
They see your truth.
They see your truth. There's nothing you have to prove to them. You don't have to convince them. You don't have to tell them about your past for them to like be loving to you. They're just coming in whole and complete. You're the only one that can do that for yourself. And when you do, this is who you attract. So it's really important to just be like, make peace with it in that way. Make peace with really just saying, I love the me that screwed up in the past. I love the me that really made some mistakes that were hurtful and hard. But you know what? I'm still here. I overcame it. And what powerful lessons for me, because now I know who I want to surround myself with. I know my value and I know what I want to create in my life. And my focus is here in the present. So kind of working with that. And again, that sometimes it's mindfulness, sometimes it's that practice, creating the new neural pathways to allow yourself to hold that energy. But
nice.
I mean,
advice.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is, of course, I do private sessions.
Oh God, yeah, guys. Description below.
Yeah, it's always in the description below.
Guys, and the thing is too, like we absolutely love it when you reach out and you'll every once in a while we'll get like a text or something from somebody that's interested in the show or interested in like what we talk about here. And I think the important thing is that Diana offers private sessions. So if you have a question that you just want to have answered, like please pop on the Love Witch. Like this is a great place to have it, like be in a platform where other people can also benefit from your healing as well. But if you really want to go into depth and really dive in and be like, here's my, where I've experienced, here's what I need to heal, really like get that shovel and get that deep healing that's going to like completely shift the entire focus of your life. Sign up for a private session. The links are below. I recommend it. You're gonna feel like
it's amazing. It'll help you get your lesson. If you're stuck a little bit on the lesson and you're having trouble forgiving and releasing, then it would be really good for you to set up a private session because I'll be able to get you there and really help you transform that energy in your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We've got Mary Klein on. Hi, Mary. Nice to see you too. We've got lots of Marys on today.
I know. Yeah. I love that.
Thank you, Diana. I appreciate that. She's saying that the message she needed today. Thank you so much, Diana. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Well, so let's see. So I feel like that's a good place to move forward, don't you?
Yeah. Why don't we
I'm going to pull a couple of hearts to give you some messages of love today. These are the little hearts that Lonnie made. And then we'll go ahead and select the love charm bag to give away. So make sure if you want to be in the drawing this week that you do hashtag love charm bag in the chat box so Lonnie can select the winner. So let's see what we have. Oh, and also I just want to do a shout out. Last week on Valentine's Day, the winner of the love box, the incredible love box, was Deb Kittleson in Wisconsin. And I did, like I said, I went out of town because it was so frigid cold. So I mailed it a bit late. I mailed it once I got home, but she should be receiving that. And I just want to make sure that you knew that somebody did receive that. And I'm actually looking forward to hearing from her. I hope she lets me know when she gets it in the mail. All right, let's see what we've got today. Well, 2 came out, so let's see what they've got. Oh my, okay, 2 of these. Okay, the first one is marriage. And what this is saying to me is that someone watching is either still carrying the energy from marriage, like who was it, honey? Was it Elaine? Or who was it that had was feeling guilty over leaving the husband? It
I believe so.
Yeah. So I feel like that is something for you to really focus on, okay? Heal any belief systems that you have around leaving a commitment or a vow, because your first and only vow should be to yourself. And if somebody is not showing up in marriage to love you that way, then the vow is already nullified. Okay. And so release any guilt you have surrounding that and the energy of marriage. If you had to leave a husband, if you had to leave a wife to preserve your self-love, value, and respect, and create a better life, please, right now, forgive yourself. Nothing is more important than this vow. Okay. And this body and this vessel and your soul, and creating a life with somebody that truly loves you, that you can love and feel safe with and nurtured with, and grow a really wonderful life with. So if a relationship has gotten off path and you had to leave, please surround yourself with all the forgiveness in the world and just know that that was divine for you to leave. Okay. It was actually divine if you had to leave a situation like that. Okay. And the other one that came out with that was nature. So I love that too, because we were talking about, like last week, me being outside in nature, to walk on the sand, and to just have the sun, and even the humidity felt good because my winter skin is so dry. I love nature. And when you're in nature, it just absorbs a lot of your toxic emotions. It helps you heal every single cell in your body. So the more you can actually spend time in nature, and if you're somewhere cold like we are right now in Minnesota, get yourself a pretty plant or some fresh flowers, put them in a nice vase, and just spend some time around them, okay? Even bringing them into your home in a small way can lift your spirits and help you heal. Nature just is a natural healer. So any way you can get around it, be sure you do that. And you know what? I'm just being shown to do this. You can do this inside your home, but also out in your garden. I'm being shown to kind of put all the things that you've been holding on to, whether it's shame, blame, guilt, unforgiveness, victimhood, write it all down on a little piece of paper and bury it underneath some beautiful flowers. And let that be the fertilizer for the beauty that you create in your life, because that really is the lessons that have molded your soul. And it's not seen as good versus bad. It's seen as what brought you here. So
that's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that.
I know Spirit's been giving me some good stuff lately. So I don't know. I'll try that. I love that. Yeah. So yeah, that would be really wonderful.
I was gonna say, even with the nature part, I was gonna say it's funny, like even you talking about bringing plants into your home or your living space, like a relationship is kind of like a plant.
Yes.
You don't just buy it and stick it in a window and think it's gonna thrive. You have to kind of come back, and the same with self-love, the same with forgiveness. You have to kind of come back to that plant.
Oh, you know what? I'm so glad you said that, Lenny.
Good.
I'm just going to kind of capture on that for a minute.
Yeah.
I love what she just said, because that is a really good way. If you're somebody that hasn't gotten too used to loving yourself yet, or the active daily duties of loving yourself, because it's action oriented. Self-love isn't just like, I love myself. No, it shows up in your actions. Okay. So let's be clear. And that's why when somebody loves you in their life, because it's not that they say they love you, it's in their actions. So this is a really perfect thing that you said, Lenny.
Good.
Find a plant and then talking to it. We know talking to plants makes them grow better. Spraying them with spritzer, filling the soil, making sure it's good, having it in the sunlight, moving it around the house, seeing where it likes to grow the best. and having daily care of something
Even being able to grow it from a seed.
From a seed would be great.
That would be really incredible, because then you're not only just witnessing the, the cultivation of it from
Yes.
the soil, and you're the excitement of watching a plant grow. I'm like a huge plant nerd. I don't know a lot about them. I've managed to keep like 6 alive, but every time I grow one from scratch, I feel so
connected to it,
so loving.
Yes.
I feel like it's a baby.
It
I'm
is a
like,
baby.
it's my plant baby, and I get so invested. And like, I have mint growing in a basement window in my current location where I'm living right now, and I've been growing it from a grow kit, and I literally have 2 little baby seedlings, and they're just like 4 millimeters tall, and they just have like little itty bitty leaves. And every day I check in on it and I go, "Good job, baby!" Like, I get so excited.
That is.
But it's the same thing with like your self-love journey. That's how it starts. It starts from a seedling, and then it grows up into a big, beautiful plant. But every day you kind of come in and you love it.
Yeah. So whether you get a plant that's already, if you go buy one, or flowers even, or if you want to start with seeds, I love that you shared that too. You can nurture it along and see the roots come in, and then see it sprout, and and continue to care for it in the same way. It's exactly like how you're viewing your own soul, and how you take care of yourself every day, how you water yourself, how you talk to yourself, just like you do with the plant. So it's just another way to teach us how to really care for ourselves. And the better you can get with that, the better people can come in to do the same with you and for you.
Absolutely.
All right. Are we ready?
We are ready.
All right, we're ready. Let's see.
All right,
Lonnie's
guys.
going to pick somebody for the hashtag Love Charm Box.
Please remember, if you did not win this week, you can always win next week.
Yes.
Tune into Love Witch, type in hashtag Love Charm Bag in the comments. Tell your friends.
Yes,
If
please.
you have friends that are interested in healing, self-growth, mindfulness, finding love, any of those things, tell them to tune into the Love Witch. Tell them to check out the channel. I mean, there's a bunch of awesome things they can benefit from.
And our past episodes too, we check those out. They're always they're always recorded, so you can always go back and watch it afterwards. And actually, I'd like to give a shout out to Tracy from the UK. Yeah, she said she wasn't able to watch it live, but she's going to watch the replay. So I want to make sure. But yes, please do. It's always on YouTube. It's always available as a replay. And we've got them kind of, whatever the card is. Did we even flash the card? Oh, yeah, you did. Okay. So today, of course, it was the card on forgiveness. The cards are from the Spiritual Anatomy deck that Lonnie and I made. She painted every single card. I wrote the book. Those are available on our website and also in the description below. I have the links for everything you need down in the description below. But anyways, you can actually look at the card name. All the Love Witch previous episodes, if you're struggling with attachments, you're struggling with whatever, I don't remember all the ones we've done so many
attachments,
now.
Money,
yes, relationships, all kinds of different things. They just have the name of the card. So you can go right to my YouTube, go to the playlist with the Love Witch Live, and find what specific topic you're interested in. Listen to that. Sometimes I do meditation, sometimes I do healing, sometimes it's questions and answers. But yeah, see if there's any that strike you. If you feel like it's timely for you to listen to them, they're always available for you.
Absolutely.
So, okay, good. So
all
go ahead, Lonnie.
Folks, give us a drum roll. Mary DeGraw from YouTube.
Oh, Mary. Yay. Congratulations, Mary.
So Mary, reach out to us.
Yes.
On Facebook. That link will be below.
So did you say she's on Facebook?
She's on YouTube.
She's on YouTube. Okay. So Mary, we're going to need to get to contact you. So if you can send us an email or a different social media so that we can contact you to get an address.
Email, Facebook, Instagram, just something we can connect on so we can get your information to send out the charm bag to you.
Yes, congratulations. Yay! These are so powerful. They're really, really great. The little teeny tiny thank you charm. There's a heart charm. There's calendula, lavender. There's a rose quartz heart on the inside. There's a little red rose. I mean, there's a little scroll with a message of love. And I mean, amazing. And I would recommend when you get these, I always say, keep it with you for like at least the first 2 weeks. Really allow this to have an effect on your vibration. So sleep with it under your pillow if you want to. Keep it in your purse or pocket. Keep it in your car, wherever it will be around your body the most. It will help you to really be in that love vibration, real kind, soft energy for yourself. So, okay, I think that's it, you guys.
Ooh, well done.
Yes, we thank you so much for
Thank
tuning
you.
in, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Of course, we'll always announce ahead of time what next week the episode will be about. But yeah, we thank you so much, and everyone have a wonderful, wonderful week. I think winter's winding down, so
Finally.
we'll be able to enjoy the real nature more comfortably very soon.
All right, we love you all.
Yes, we love you.
Love from
All
the
right.
Love Witch. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.